Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we will be understanding types of human blood cells. As you can see, everything has been designed after this video. You should be able to understand different types of blood cells, including granulocytes, agranulocytes, from where the macrophages are coming, from where the dendritic cells are coming, from where the monocytes are coming, what are T cells, B cells, everything about the human blood cells, lineage, and also their functions. So without any delay, let's get started. I would like to request everyone, if you can please subscribe to the channel. It's a huge help from your side and it motivates us to create more and more educational content. And those who are new to the channel, let me tell you that what we do is we create these illustrations, and by creating these illustrations we also explain the topic so that you understand how this entire illustration is designed and what this is going to explain later on. And particularly to this image, this is the explanation for the types of human blood cells, right? Okay, so let's get started. All right, everyone, so let's pay attention here. And this video is going to be a little bit longer because there are so many things that I'll be covering in this one. I'll start with the type of human blood cells, which is the title of this entire topic. And I have some illustrations that I'm going to move from here so that I can better design this illustration later on. Okay, so as you can see, the types of human blood cells. Now let's talk about the human blood cells. They are essential components of our circulatory system. That's point number one. They play a very important role in overall health of the system, and they are characterized in mainly in three types. You have RBCs, you have leukocytes. The function of the RBC is to transport the oxygen from the lung to the body's tissue, and then you have leukocytes. They are involved in immune response, and further you have platelets, which are also known as thrombocytes, and they are important for blood clotting and wound healing. Together, all these cell types, they constitute very important part of our system, which is circulatory system, right? So we'll start from the cell type, which is hematopoietic stem cell, So we'll start with hematopoietic stem cell. From there, everything is going to initiate. This is the main lead from where all the cells are going to synthesize. So what is hematopoietic stem cell? That is the important question right over here. Hematopoietic stem cells, they are also known as HSCs. They are multipotent cells, and primarily they are present in the bone marrow of human body. And because of that, they have the ability to self-renew themselves. They can maintain and differentiate all different types of blood cells that are present in our body. And I'll show you how this is done. They are very important for the the maintenance of the population of the blood cell. So I'll put it in the center, and from here we'll start to the myeloid stem cells right over here. So this I'll use in the left hand side, and the right hand side we'll start with the lymphoid stem cells. Okay, I need to use the arrow for that one. So as you can easily understand, from hematopoietic stem cells, what you're going to get is first myeloid stem cells, and second one we'll get is the lymphocyte stem cells. Not lymphocytes, but lymphoid stem cells. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and from here you are going to have multiple different types of cells. The first one is the erythrocytes. So let's take the first cell type, which is erythrocyte, and I'll just put it over here. What is happening? As you can clearly see, there is the development stage from myeloid stem cell to the formation of RBCs. Before that, let's talk about myeloid stem cells. Myeloid stem cells, they are the progenitor cells derived from the hematopoietic stem cells. There are various different types of blood cells, including granulocytes. They are being produced from that. Then you have monocytes, megakaryocytes, erythrocytes, and so on. They are very important for immune response as well as blood clotting, oxygen transport. Everything is going to come from myeloid stem cells, so they are very, very important. Lymphocytes are going to come from the lymphoid stem cells, and I'll also explain how the NK cells, which are natural killer cells, they are going to come. I hope this is clear. This is our myeloid stem cell, and first cell type that is coming from here is the erythroblast. Erythroblast is going to further differentiate into the RBC, and that will basically perform the function of carrying the oxygen. So moving on to the erythroblast, I would like to explain first the lymphoid stem cell. So in the lymphoid stem cell, there are progenitor cells that differentiate from, again, hematopoietic stem cells. They will form B cells, they will form T cells, as well as natural killer cells. So that is why our cell-mediated immunity, our adaptive immunity against infectious agents, against cancerous cells, is regulated by lymphoid stem cells. So it's very, very important for our immune system. As you will see that there are some cells that are coming from myeloid stem cells. They are playing an important role in body function. Also, they are playing an important role in immune system. So this entire system is very, very interesting. It's complicated, but at the same time, it's very essential. It's highly essential for our system to function. Okay, now moving on to erythroblast. Erythroblast is nothing but the immature RBCs. Further, they are going to mature into erythrocytes, and you can see nucleus is present in these cells. They have presence of nucleus, which later on will disappear because they have to, carry the oxygen. So surface area is required, and their main role is to, transport the oxygen to various tissue. And efficient production of erythrocyte is crucial for our, how much red blood cells should be there in our system. So you can see over here, erythroblasts, they are involved in formation of the RBCs right over here. Okay, so that is the first cell type. Second one is megakaryocytes. So right over here, as you can clearly see, the end product in this case is the platelets, right? End product in this case will be platelets. So I'll use the arrow to show that, okay, it's coming from the myeloid stem cells, and then further Megakaryoblast, and then Megakaryocytes, and then platelets. As you can see, you have nucleus right over here. And after that, it's going to differentiate, the cytoplasm is going to differentiate into smaller platelets. Okay, so now moving on to Megakaryoblast, this cell. These are the precursor cells that are present in the bone marrow. So again, they are present in the bone marrow, and they will differentiate into Megakaryocytes. And they are responsible for the formation of platelets, which are also known as thrombocytes. These cells, they undergo endomitosis, which is a process where nucleus divides without the division of cytoplasm, resulting in a polyploid cell. So you will have another cell which will have polyploidy, and further that will differentiate into platelets, where every nucleus will have its own platelet cytoplasma, and it will produce cytoplasm. It will produce further the platelets, and they are important for clotting. They are important for wound repair. So that is the function of the megakaryoblast, which is coming again from the myeloid stem cells. Okay, what is next? The next one is mast cell precursor. So this one, which is again coming from the myeloid cell, it's going to create the end product, which is mast cell in this case. The mast cells, they are important for allergic reactions, inflammation, and these are the precursors. They are again present in the bone marrow, and further they will develop into mast cells involved in allergic reaction, inflammation, and they are very important because they are producing histamine, which regulates the inflammation in the tissue. And further, we know that mast cells, they are important in the allergic reactions. Okay, the next one that is coming after this one is very important cell type, which is myeloblast, right? And that will give you the granulocytes, which includes neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils. We'll not talk about in detail of these cellular functions and the function of these cells right over here, but I'll just tell you that the hematopoietic stem cells will produce myeloid stem cells. Further, they will produce myeloblast, and then these myeloblasts will further differentiate into granulocytes, and we have 3 different granulocytes: neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils. Now, let's talk about myeloblasts. Myeloblasts, they are the earliest identifiable precursor in the myeloid lineage of blood cell development. Here, what we have is nucleus to cytoplasm ratio. They are very, very large. They have a very high nucleus to cytoplasm ratio, and they are progenitor of granulocytes. So further, they will produce 3 different types of cells, right? Okay, so they are important. These cells are important in fighting against infection, and immunity is regulated by important granulocytes. So that is why, for example, neutrophils, they play a very important role in controlling the infection. Okay, next is the monoblast. That is another cell type coming from, again, myeloid stem cells. Okay, and this is interesting because now they are going to produce the monocytes, which are granulocytes. Okay, so right over here we have granulocytes because they have granules. Right over here we have monocytes, which is a granulocyte cell. Okay, now I will use an arrow right over here. So that means the monoblast is coming from myeloid stem cell. And what is a monoblast? Monoblast, they are again the precursor for monocytes. So this is the monocyte right over here. This is the monoblast. And then monocytes, they further differentiate into macrophages, dendritic cells. And they have to play an important role in case of infection, in case of cancer, in case of dead cells, debris, and antigen presentation. Everything is linked with macrophages and dendritic cells. So right over here, what is happening is I'm trying to characterize them into the granulocytes. And what are the other granulocytes? We have T cells and B cells. Before that, let's move on to the NK cells. So from lymphoid stem cells, the first cell that we are going to discuss over here, which is coming from the lymphoid stem cell, is the natural killer cell. Natural killer cells, as we already know, that they have the ability to kill the cells. And the next one is the formation of T cells. So right over here, we will have T cells and then further B cells. I have made several videos on innate immunity and adaptive immunity right over here. I'll not explain that, but we have the cells that play an important role in case of innate immunity. For example, you have neutrophils, you have macrophages, monocytes, and then you have adaptive immune response, which is very, very specific against a particular pathogen, which is coming from T cells and B cells. So lymphoid stem cells, they are responsible for the formation of T cells as well as formation of B cells, and then further the adaptive immune response is going to get regulated by these cells. Okay, now I have another label that I'm going to use as granulocytes. So monocytes, T cells, B cells are the cell types of granulocytes, and further monocytes will differentiate into macrophages as well as dendritic cells. And granulocytes, you have neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils. So I hope after understanding these cell types, and I'm sure that you are now able to, if you see image like that in your books, you should be able to relate how this lineage is linked, how the formation of the cells, they are controlled by these stem cells, and what are the cells coming from the myeloid stem cells, what are the cells coming from the lymphoid stem cells. And now you can study in more detail about these cells. And we have made various videos. You should explore all those videos, and I'm sure that it's going to help you a lot. A lot of effort goes into creating these videos. First, you have to create this entire illustration. Then you have to create entire components separately, and then you have to also, get correct information about the functioning of these cells. And I hope you like the video, and I hope that after watching this video, you should be able to, maybe create your own illustration, something like that, for your project reports. And you should be able to also understand this particular topic. If someone asks you this question, that okay, which cell is coming from which stem cell, which is the precursor cell for RBC, which is the precursor cell for platelets, and so on, you have all the answers in this particular video. So I hope this is going to help you to understand this particular topic nicely. And if you have any other question, any doubt, I'll be creating more videos related to biosciences, related to immunology, microbiology, and related with biotechnology, genetics. I just create a lot of videos which I think are interesting and will help you in your studies. So please stay tuned, watch all the videos. If you have any questions, then please free to post your questions in the comment section. I'll try to help you out with your questions. And if you have suggestion for a specific topic that you are facing trouble with, please let me know. I'll try to create all those videos and will share with you without any cost. And because of that, I also need your support. If you can, please subscribe to the channel, and also, if you like the video, please hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That would be a great help. All right, so I'll just end this video and I'll meet you in the next one. Take care, everyone.